Hi, I'm Lou Lugston and welcome to the EAP Counsellor podcast. This is a podcast for business owners, leaders and employers that want to create an environment and culture that is not only positive, fun, engaging and productive, but it's also a place where employees want to be and of course don't want to leave. Let's face it, we all know how much it costs to replace an employee. You know that mental health and well-being is important. You know that employees want to be in a mentally healthy workplace. But where do you start? What do you do? Leading and managing people is a whole different ballgame, right? Well, let me help you design and create a mentally healthy workplace. Together, we will build a strong and vibrant culture and team of people who you get to work alongside and achieve amazing results. Hi everyone, Lou Lugston here from the Team Approach and welcome to episode number 38. Yay for 38. Good morning to you all. It is a very chilly, frosty, cold morning on the Bellarine this morning, but I have been up and about, bright and sparky and early. This morning I have zoomed into I have zoomed into the workplace in Ballarat that I zoom into and present a toolbox talk on a well-being, mental health and or well-being topic each month. And this is something that I really enjoy doing. I zoom in, they have two different teams and I zoom in for 15 minutes to each of the teams once a month on a bright and early Monday morning and provide them with a well-being tip. And yeah, it's a great way to start the week. I really enjoy being able to see the employees via the Zoom screen. It would be great if it was in person, but Zoom works well, so I'm happy with that. And it's just really nice to be able to zoom in, have contact with all of the employees, and it feels good to be able to share a monthly toolbox tip, which is really great. And it's part of the service that we at the Team Approach provide. As you know, EAP Counselling Services is our signature service, and we are very passionate about the EAP counselling space and helping and supporting employees in workplaces to manage challenges, if that's the right word to use, but supporting them to manage challenges, whether they be in their personal life or professional life or both. We know that when we're having struggles, issues, challenges in our personal life, that can and does directly impact our work performance. How we feel about work, how we do our work, how we are at work, and the same goes vice versa. If we are having trouble, issues, challenges at work, then sometimes for some of us, we might take that home and it impacts and affects our personal life. So it doesn't so much matter where we tap in through our EAP counselling services. The ultimate result is we are helping people to be happier and healthier. We are helping people to develop a toolkit of skills, strategies, knowledge, information so that they can handle life, so that they can handle work and ultimately perform more effectively, be happier, be more productive at work. And, our business owners are really happy with that because, they care about their people. They care enough to provide them with EAP counselling services, and they care that, they want their people looked after because they know that it's their people who make their business a success. You know, our people are out there doing the work, and, as we are as business owners as well. But when we look after our people, they look after our business, and it's a win-win for everybody. So it is really nice to work alongside businesses like the Ballarat business that I zoomed into this morning that care about their people. They care enough or more than enough to provide them with EAP counselling services. They also have me zooming in once a month to 2 of their toolbox team meetings to provide a wellbeing tip. And, I think that that's great. It's providing information and resources and support to everybody in the business, regardless of whether they use the EAP one-on-one appointments or not. By zooming into the toolbox, I get to chat to everybody, all employees at all levels, and I take that really seriously. I feel honoured being able to do it, and it feels really good to be able to be helping everyone at all levels. This morning, I talked to the employees about stress and stress management, because in EAP and working with clients, stress is something that comes up every single day. It is a word that is used by most clients, nearly all clients, and it's a word that I hear outside of EAP counselling appointments as well. There's a lot of people who are really stressed at the moment. There's a lot of people who live their life in a very stressed out state. There's a lot of business owners who are trying to run a business and manage people who are really stressed out. So, stress is everywhere. We all have amounts of stress. Absolutely. Stress is very common. What I find, though, is it's a word that's used, as I said, every single day. I hear it every single day, and I'd be lying if I said I've never said, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed out. I have. Absolutely, I have, because I'm human, and, I'm like all of you and everyone else as well, living this life and working through challenges and things like that. It's a word that is used all of the time. As I said, I hear, I'm just so stressed out. I hear that every single day. What I find interesting and what I get curious about is we often say, I am so stressed out. And yes, that describes how we're feeling as such, generally speaking. But it's really interesting. It's a word that's used, but I wonder how many people actually know what stressed out means from a body point of view. How are you really feeling, or what are you really feeling when you're feeling really stressed? And that's what I want to talk about a little bit today. I'm going to talk very generally. I want to just draw attention to stress, to how we may feel stress in our bodies, and mention some very general management tools in order to cope with, handle, and manage stress. Now, today's podcast is equally as important for the business owner, if you're a business owner, as it is for an employee, if you're an employee. Because business owners and leaders and employees are all working together alongside each other. And if we have someone who is feeling really stressed out, that's going to impact potentially the team. So it doesn't matter if it's the business owner or leader or employee. We all have levels of stress, and we all need to learn how to manage that to perform our best in our workplace. And if you happen to be listening and you're the business owner or you're a leader, people feed off what our owners and leaders put out. So if you're a really stressed out business owner, a really stressed out leader, and that stress is oozing out of you, that's going to impact the team. So we need to learn about stress. We need to develop and learn and implement management strategies so that we are being the healthiest and most, positive and proactive leader that we can be, and so that we are performing well and being, the healthiest and most productive version of ourselves as an employee. Our behaviour, everything about us impacts other people. When we work on ourselves, it's really important, and it helps the whole team. So today I'm talking about something that affects all of us at some point, and that is stress. Understanding what stress is and how to manage it can really help us stay healthy and productive. As I said in today's podcast, I'm not going into depths of information. I'm not going into the real technicalities of stress or anything like that. This is just a very general conversation and chat in regards to stress. So what is stress? Again, I'm talking very generally here. Stress is our body's way of responding to any kind of demand or threat. When we feel stressed, our body releases chemicals like adrenaline and cortisol. So cortisol is our stress hormone. And these chemicals prepare us to take action, which is known as the fight or flight response. While a little stress can be good and can help us stay focused and can help us get things done, too much stress can be harmful to our health. Now, that was a very simple, dare I say, definition or overview of stress. But I think that's where we need to start. We need to start simple. We need to talk about stress and put it into everyday, everyone, simple language so that people start to understand what is happening in their bodies in regards to stress, so that they start to tune in more, so that they understand what is happening, so that then they can actually do something about it. And that makes the management of stress make so much more sense. I've had a lot of clients, in particular over the last year, but a lot of clients who, when they've come in totally stressed out and talking about their challenges and what they would like help with, and just saying, I'm so stressed, and they talk in a very symptomatic way too, in regards to, I've got brain fog, I can't remember things, I can't sit still, stand still, I get headaches, etc., etc. And I'll go a bit more into that in a moment. they're describing the physical or the physiological responses to stress. And these symptoms, the things that happen in our body, are indications or indicators of how stressed we are or how stressed the body is, how much pressure we might be under, how many demands or threats or feeling unsafe. Our body responds to that. One of our brain's most important jobs, and yes, our brain has lots of jobs, one of its most important jobs is to keep us safe. It is always scouting around, detecting any sort of threat, and when and if it does, that's when it takes action and it releases the adrenaline and the cortisol, because it's preparing us to take action. It's preparing our survival responses of fight, flight, freeze because our brain thinks that, we need to protect ourselves from danger, from threat. So it releases those chemicals so that we can deal with the threat, so that we can then be safe. Now, the thing is, our brain doesn't know the difference between scary, bad, unsafe, get out of there, danger, versus I'm stretching my comfort zone, I've got a lot on, I'm okay, I'm not in danger, I'm just feeling overwhelmed, or I'm doing something new, stress. Our brain doesn't know the difference. So if it's detecting some sort of threat, demand, fear, feelings of newness, feeling a bit, unsafe or etc., it responds in the same way as if there is a really big, dangerous threat, flooding us with cortisol, with, stress hormones, because it wants us to fight our way out or run away or freeze. This is how our brains evolved. This is part of evolution. And our survival response and the survival part of our brain is still so strong. And it can take over. And when it takes over, because it's trying to keep us safe, a lot goes on in the body. A lot goes on. A lot happens before we even necessarily tune into it. So in regards to stress, it's really great if we are, whether it's working with someone who can help us, if we're very new to this, not new to the feelings of stress, but if we're new to actually learning about it and finding out what's happening in our body, understanding it, identifying the threats or what we're worried about, what we're stressed about, to then manage it. If this is new, then this is really important information in our whole management strategy and support, help, etc. It's really important to find out about this information, to learn about it, and to be able to apply it to ourselves. And as I mentioned, and I probably didn't finish saying, but a lot of my clients come in very, very stressed out. They talk about what's, symptoms in regards to headaches, can't remember things, can't sit still, feeling sweaty, or, there's a whole list of different symptoms and signs of stress and high stress. but no one's ever explained to them what's actually happening in their body and why, in their body and in their mind, and why. And when I've been able to do that, or when we've had those conversations, and, I've been able to put it into very just simple everyday language, I've had so many people say to me, no one has ever told me that, or no, I've never been told that or had conversations about that. I just thought I was going mad, or, I just thought I was losing it. No one's ever explained what is actually happening in my body and my mind, in my brain, and why. And when they start to understand that, they start to be able to work through stress and start to learn how to manage it. And they learn why the strategies that we recommend, teach, implement, help people with, encourage people to do, they learn why they're so important. This is why I love what I do. It's why I love working with people, supporting people, helping people, whether it be through EAP counselling sessions or whether it be presenting workshops in businesses, talking to business owners, being able to share knowledge and information that helps people to improve their lives, to understand themselves, their body, their mind, and what to do about whatever it is that they're feeling challenged by. That feels so good to be able to support people in that way and at all of those different levels. So, how does stress affect the body? Again, I'm not going to go into it in any depth or detail. I just want to discuss, or I guess, mention that stress does absolutely affect the body. And when people come in to see me, and usually this comes through in session 1, like a getting to know you, health history, etc., what's going on for you session, I hear a lot about the effects of stress on their body. So I will hear things like, I feel irritable, I get lots of headaches, I have trouble concentrating, I'm in a bad mood, I might feel like they might feel like they've got a faster heartbeat, or, palpitation-y feelings. Their digestion might be, that system might not be working as well, may have muscle and joint aches and pains, tension, tightness, say, in the shoulders and back. Some people have skin problems, eczema, dermatitis, breakouts. Some people can have IBS symptoms, stomach cramps, etc. Some people feel like they get sick all the time. Their immune system is struggling, and there's so much more, so many more symptoms, as well, down to feeling like anxiety, sweaty palms, all of the things. There's so many effects on the body, and people are able to, when they come in, tick boxes or tell me, well, I feel this, or this is going on for me. And absolutely, we need to get all these things checked out by a doctor. Go to the GP. We work in very closely with GPs and surround people with teams of professionals, because we do need to get these things checked out. We want to make sure that there's not underlying issues, problems, etc. going on. So that all needs to be checked out. But quite often people may have been to the doctor, had some of the symptoms or all of the symptoms checked out, and nothing comes back as being identified as such. So it can then be put in the stress category, which means we've got to do things to change that. If we do nothing, nothing's going to change. But if we want to feel less stressed, be able to cope and manage better, then we actually need to implement some things to bring the stress down in the body. So how to manage stress. So managing stress is about finding ways to reduce the negative effects that it has on our body and mind. And today I'm just going to mention 3 simple strategies that can help. Now, I know when you're really stressed out, and I say, oh, here's 3 simple strategies that can help. I know that some people will, think, oh, really? Like, these strategies aren't simple. I'm so stressed out. I can't believe you're saying that these strategies are simple. I'm very mindful that when we are really stressed and our body is under a lot of stress and pressure, I'm very mindful that any strategy can feel too hard because our body, our nervous system is really ramped up. But we need to start somewhere, and it's okay to start really small. That's what I recommend. 1 step forward is better than no steps forward. Let's start really small. The smallest of steps in a forward direction, in a proactive, positive, preventative direction will make a difference. It's about doing them, or doing it, and doing it every day. And then we can build on that as we get more experienced and as we start to feel better, we can implement some more. So I'm going to mention 3, as I said, simple strategies. Totally understand if they don't seem simple, but I'm really trying to suggest things that are simple, don't take heaps of time, and are very, very beneficial. So the first one is deep breathing. As you would know, deep breathing is taking slow, deep breaths, and this can really help calm our mind and our body. The easiest, most simple technique is to sit or stand comfortably. Inhale deeply through your nose, hold for a few seconds, and then exhale or breathe out through your mouth. And repeat this a few times. Deep breathing helps because it increases oxygen supply to our brains, which promotes a state of calmness. I also recommend the box breathing technique. So if you would like to take your deep breathing 1 step further from what I've just mentioned, go to YouTube, type in box breathing. There's great videos there to explain it. I think it's a fabulous technique. I don't believe it to be hard. I think it's fairly easy to learn and to implement as well. And it doesn't take very long, or it doesn't take much time to feel and experience the benefits. Second management strategy is, it could be called physical activity, could be called exercise, or it could be called movement, moving your body. Now, I'm not saying here that you need to climb mountains, run in a marathon, or do flat out crazy workouts or anything like that. It's not about that. Engaging in physical activities like walking or jogging or stretching, yoga, any physical activity is very helpful because physical activity releases endorphins, which are our happy hormones and are natural mood lifters. And when we move our body and endorphins are released, it helps to reduce the levels of stress hormones in our body. So take a short walk during a break, do some light stretching exercises, or just engage in any physical activity you enjoy, and you will reap the benefits of it. And as I said, you don't have to go wild and crazy with physical activity. You just need to move your body in a way that suits you. And the third strategy I want to talk about is time management. Now, this one actually does take time, like pun on the word time, but time management can and does take some people time to learn about, to work out what works for them and to implement strategies, I guess. And quite often, for some people, they do need support in this area. And this is, again, where EAP counselling services comes in. We work with people to help them and support them to implement time management strategies and skills that suits them. So for some people are, better able at doing some things themselves to become better managers of time. Other people, it can seem all too much, and that's where we come in and we can really help and support. So what is time management? At a very simple level, it's organising your tasks and managing your time effectively. How to do it? Well, you can make a to-do list, prioritise your tasks on that to-do list and break them into smaller manageable steps. Avoid multitasking is some advice from me, and instead focus on one task at a time. Why does time management help? Well, effective time management can reduce the feeling of being overwhelmed and help you to stay on top of your responsibilities. As I said, out of the three strategies, the time management strategy or tip has a lot more to it and can take more to, I guess, it can take more time and effort to learn about it. So totally understand if when you hear the words time management strategies, you think, oh my gosh, I need help here. It is so okay if you need to be working with someone or, receiving some support in regards to time management. In conclusion today, and I feel like I've probably talked too much, but it is a topic and area that I am really passionate about, and I really enjoy helping people with, because there are just so many people who are feeling very stressed out and overwhelmed at the moment, out and about and in workplaces as well. It's important to remember that stress is a normal part of life, but it's also important to know that we need to manage it, and it's really important to manage it so that it doesn't take a toll on our health. By practicing deep breathing, staying active or moving your body, and learning how to manage your time better, you can learn to manage stress and keep it under control. If you do nothing else today from my talk than this, please practice deep breathing. If that is the only thing that you feel that you can implement, it is fabulous to implement, and it is a great place to start. Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, slowly, steadily, to calm your body and mind. Start there, then incorporate some movement if you're not already, and then think about managing your time more efficiently, effectively, and if that's something that's quite challenging, book an EAP counselling appointment or work with a counsellor or someone that you have, a support person that you have in your life that can help you with that. I hope you have enjoyed today's podcast. I hope you found it useful, and I hope that I've given you something to either think about or something to do, to practice, to learn, so that you can feel less stressed and better able to perform at work, professionally, and also help you to be happier at home in your life. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I do hope you have a fabulous Monday and a great week ahead. Thank you for listening. I'll be back soon. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. If you would like to find out more or just get in touch, my Instagram handle is @theEAPCounsellor. Everyone deserves to be surrounded by a great team, and together we can make a difference.